What's going on, guys? Today I'm coming to you with a Rieekan build similar to a Rieekan build I've done in the past, but I'm changing it up a little bit more to use a little more of Wave 6. So in the past I've relied heavily on MC30s. For a Rieekan build I run 4 of them, flying them in pairs. But in this one I'm trying to have a little bit more of an anti-squadron presence, as well as some diversity in the ships that I'm running. So instead of 4 MC30s, I'm only going to run 2. They are each going to still have ordnance experts, and instead of the advanced assault proton torpedoes, we're going to go with concussion missiles. We want to get the shields down so the ships behind us can shoot and actually get their damage through. So that's the idea here. So we're going to give both of those, bring down those shields. We are going to run 2 Hammerhead scout corvettes, and we're going to make them kind of gunships firing from behind. We're going to give them each gunnery team so that front arc, we can take advantage of that front arc. And I am feeling a little bit like splurging on these guys today. So I think I'm going to give them each spinal armament. Now, once this is done, I've got some options here. I still haven't chosen a command ship yet, and I still have room for squadrons. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a CR90 out there also to ram. I'm going to go with a B because it's a little cheaper. We're going to have a little bit of ramming in this. It's not going to be a completely ram heavy build. I'm not going with all hammerheads or all CR90s just to ram, but I'm going to put a single CR90B in there with engine techs in case I need to throw him in front of a Star Destroyer, and he can get some guaranteed face up damage on there, or I'm sorry, face down damage, but and then I'll give one of these hammerheads Garrel's honor. Now, I was thinking of making the CR90 my flagship, but the fact that I want this guy to be able to potentially go out in front means that I think instead I will go ahead and make the other scout that's not Garrel's honor be our flagship. So that's where I'll put Rieekan. So that puts us at 343 points. Now, here we have some options. For squadrons, I've got a lot of points, but I don't really have any dedicated carriers. So I'm leaning more towards squadrons with Rogue. So we don't have a whole lot of those, but we do have some. We've got Cornhorn, we've got Han Solo, we've got Rogue Squadron, which isn't a bad one either. We've got and then one of the best all around is the YT-2400. So we can put a couple of these in there. If we go with 3, that brings us up to 391. So we definitely have some options there. But yeah, looking at these a little bit more, I'm wondering if I really want to have an initiative bid, because it would be nice to be first player in this, because I do want to be able to necessarily fly 2 MC30s right up to a Star Destroyer and then go ahead and, move and get out while still having room, just still having the initiative, and then I can leave the other one there until the last activation. And overall, I think that's pretty good. But yeah. So one of the things I could consider doing here is dropping one of the YT-2400s. I don't necessarily need 3, plus it's an odd number, so you don't get the deployment advantage out of that. But if I add in 2 Z95s, I actually come in at less points and have 1 extra deployment advantage. So I get, an even number of squadrons, which is always good. And then it also leaves me points to have, maybe a title over here. I could upgrade this to a CR90A if need be, give it Jaina's Light. There's a lot of things, but the problem is, well, let's try it. The problem is I don't think I'm gonna have a low enough initiative bid after all of that. So we'll put Jaina's Light on there, and we'll put engine techs. That puts us to 396, and that's okay, but that's not good enough to guarantee first player, at least where I play. So it's some hard decisions here. We could drop one of the Z95s. But then it gets to a point very quickly where we're going to have way too little squadrons to deal with any threat. And 4 is good. 3 isn't that great, but if all 3 have Rogue, it makes up for it being like less than 4. 4 is kind of like a general number that I think is safe enough to keep you from completely getting eviscerated by a heavy bomber list, at least to deter some of them. And that's kind of one of the things that worries me here. But we could go either way. I think this would work. If I'm going with an A, though, it might be nicer to give him turbo laser reroute circuits. So I'm not entirely sure how I want to do all that, but we'll stick with this for now, 396. But if this is where it depends on your meta. So drop it down to a B if you need to be a little bit, a little bit lower with the initiative cost. And we're going to go ahead and go to the objectives now. So this is an interesting one here. So one of the problems we have in this list is we don't have a whole lot of ability to re-roll dice. Our MC30s are fine there. They have it with their black dice, but none of the other ships do, especially those hammerheads that are going to potentially be shooting twice each with 3 or more dice each time. It would be nice for them to consider getting targeting beacons. So that's an option. But I think in this case, I'm going to go with opening salvo. Especially if you decide to go with the red, the CR90A. Opening salvo is good because it kind of guarantees, or virtually guarantees that you'll be able to make the shots. A ship that hasn't shot with its opening salvo, you can just Rieekan it, and then it will definitely be able to make its shot and at least get those extra dice out there. So I think that's what I'm leaning towards. Plus, I've got 5 ships and 5 shooters, so that's good. After that, we've got planetary ion cannon is what I'm going to go with out of the yellows. Planetary ion cannon is always just kind of a safe kind of go-to scenario, and I do like it. And another thing is, I just really like being able to bring down shields before I come in. And especially with a lot of long range ships, it's very helpful for me. I enjoy it. For the blue, I'm going, being that I don't have that many squadrons, I'm going to go with superior positions here. A lot of times people like to go towards Solar Corona a little bit more, but with this particular list, I think I will have a pretty good time of getting behind other people. With these MC30s, they shouldn't have a problem getting behind. If I go with this CR90A, I shouldn't have a problem getting this guy behind and getting rear shots. So this can give me a setup advantage, and it can give me victory points. And I should be able to keep my rear arc away from from other folks as well. So that's kind of what I'm hoping for. Although there's a little bit of a risk here in that if I decide to Rieekan a ship, and they can just keep getting rear shots on it the whole rest of the round and get way more than they normally could have. So there's always the chance of that. So that's one thing you have to think about. Like, do I want to Rieekan this ship? Do I want to save this ship now when he's got a whole bunch of ships that could potentially shoot at it? Granted, I guess that's kind of a good thing though if he's going to spend all of his shots shooting at a dead ship. So maybe that's a good thing. It's not necessarily too bad, but. Yeah, so this is going to be the tag team Rieekan build. I guess we got a pair, instead of just 2 MC30s, we also got a pair of hammerheads, and then a pair of outriders and a pair of Z95s. Only a single CR90, but he's like them, So and honestly, if I'm doing it this way, I could put Rieekan here, and then I wouldn't need engine techs. But yeah, so that's. But yeah, so I don't want Rieekan on the Corvette. I want the Corvette to be prepared to ram, and he may have to ram early, and I kind of want these Corvettes in the back. And that's kind of why I think Rieekan should stay out there. But let me know if you would put him somewhere else, or what changes you would make. Do you like the higher initiative bid with the blue, the CR90B better, or do you like the long range firepower of the CR90A better? All right, guys. Well, also, if you haven't already, check out my painting contest on Crabbok.com. Make sure you subscribe and hit the little bell for alerts. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and let me know what you think, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great day.